life under the sea is better than anything we're gonna get. The seaweed is always greener in somebody's fish.
What are some of the work ethics that you have learned from the players?
I've learned never to be late. I've learned to always be there. I've learned to be prepared is really the one thing that you have to know to be in theater is be prepared.
We as a family got involved with the players by accident. We have this amazing daughter, and she was about 7 years old and was having a big problem with being shy. She was getting worse instead of better, and it was so bad that she was not able to order her own food at a restaurant or walk into a room full of people. And someone suggested we put her in an acting class. I personally thought that was the stupidest idea ever, but it was much cheaper than other options, so we did it. I cry every time I tell this story, but one day Stephen said, make sure you go in the theater and watch your daughter right now. And I was sitting there in the back of the audience, and it got dark. And all of a sudden, the curtains opened, and there was my little 10-year-old girl standing all alone right there in front of 400 people. And about that time, they started playing the music to Be Our Guest, and she started belting out in this absolutely gorgeous French accent, singing that song, singing a solo, and I knew right then that this was magic.
As a studio and as a school, we are very proud to say that we never turn a kid away. So if somebody comes to us and says, my child needs to take this tap class, can you help? We do, and we have a fund just for that. So we're especially proud of the fact that we never say no to a kid that's in need. It's one of our main goals.
Right. The Players Theater right now, if you walk into that theater on any given day, you will hear the laughter of children. It is the only theater within miles and miles and miles and miles who has programs for children geared to putting them on a stage 365 days a year.
It takes about $1.5 million to run this theater.
A year.
Per year. I took over these roles. The theater was in a crisis state, and literally crisis, probably very close to going under. So it was a monumental task, and we took it and ran with it and did some major cuts, major overhaul, major program changes. We had to kind of rebuild from the bottom up as to how the philosophy of how we are going to run this organization. Now our next thing is growth. So we're going to stay and see what the theater is going to transform into and grow into.